Alrighty, we're going to be loading some Swiss ammo today, but before we do that, we need to convert some 284 Winchester brass into 7.5 by 55 Swiss. We're going to start off by annealing it in this, I think it's a ballistic recreations annealing salt bath kit, and we're going to be shooting it in this K11 Swiss rifle. Alrighty, our salt bath just got up to temperature. We're wanting a temperature between 500 and 550 degrees Celsius. Few things before we get started. This brass, I like to clean it, and I like to punch out the primer. That way, one, I don't contaminate my salt bath solution any more than I have to, and two, the primer, when you punch it out, it acts as a little drain, so that way we're not pulling a vacuum inside of the case and wasting any of our salt bath. So what we want to do, we only have 20 pieces to do here. Again, my temperature is right in the middle of that range, and we are going to want to submerge these for 4 to 7 seconds per piece to anneal it, then immediately cool it in a water bath. The water bath stops the annealing process, and it also dissolves any salt residue. So let's get started here. Into the salt. This really helps with getting back into and those sites that I missed. And we're all done. As you can see, we've definitely changed colors on that brass a little. Should be perfect for resizing into 7.5 by 55 Swiss. Alrighty, just got done annealing our 284 Winchester brass and ready to form it into 7.5 by 55 Swiss. Process is pretty simple. I'm using a Lee factory die set. I'm using the unique case lube from Hornady. I really like this case lube for forming brass, or reforming brass, I guess you could say, because it can be kind of stressful on the dies and on your shell plate, and it makes for good lubrication. So essentially all we're really doing is bumping the shoulder back. The 284 Winchester uses a 35-degree shoulder angle, and the 7.5 uses a 30-degree angle. The only other real major difference is the rim is smaller. I've never really had any issues with it, but I suppose if you're loading really hot ammo, you could run into some issues in ripping case rims off. But for what we're doing, plinking, it is no big deal at all. So figure I'd take you along and show you the process. Speaking of plinking, this is the gun I shoot it in. I've already showed it once. It's my K31. Really great rifle. Got a pretty cool Swiss stamp here somewhere. Right in the stock there. Not sure if you can see it, probably can't. Just a nice rifle. Pretty cool. My grandpa was actually from Switzerland. I'm a second-generation American, and he, along with all the other Swiss males of that time, had to serve in the military. And I actually have a picture of him with a Swiss rifle, and he is right here on the end. Pretty cool. They got 6 Swiss rifles there. I believe they're all K31s. They could have been the older 1911s, but judging on the era he served, I believe them to be 31s. So figure I'd take you along on this reloading journey. So this press works pretty smoothly with this unique case loop. Only issues I ever run into, and I kind of forgot about this, is this shell holder is for a 7.5 Swiss, not a 284 Winchester. So it gets a little cockeyed sometimes, and you kind of have to straighten it out on the on your downstroke when you're going to seat your primer. And if you really have a tough case, you can rip the rim off of it because you have less contact with your rim on your shell holder there. But for the most part, it does work pretty well. And you shouldn't be forcing anything. Should be, for the most part, pretty easy. Pushing the shoulder back to 30 degrees. And we're done. Shoulder's been pushed back, and we are primed. We are ready to charge some cases using IMR 3031. Have a bunch of it laying around, needs to be burnt up. And essentially I am doing 33.5 grains, really light load. It's the minimum in the book, so this is just for plinking over Thanksgiving. Give my dad and my uncle a chance to shoot the gun that their father would have shot 70 years ago. So kind of cool, should be fun. So I'll bring you along. Alrighty, we got all the cases charged. Now we are going to be using some 180 grain Sierra round nose. These are super old. Just kind of need to get rid of them at this point, but they should be good for plinking. So. Everything has gone pretty well up to this part. Trimmed brass, sized it, dechamfered and burred it. And this really is a sweet shooting rifle. It's maybe it's just a little odd as an American, but it really is a unique shooting experience having a straight pull rifle. It's, if you get an opportunity to shoot one, I'd highly recommend you take it. really don't understand why they're not more popular in the States. I know Savage has come out with that straight pull, and I actually got my hands on one at Shields. Wasn't able to shoot it, but didn't seem quite as smooth to me as my Swiss rifle here. Probably to be expected though. Modern machining techniques, assembly techniques, things aren't handmade like they once were. I've had this rock chucker for years, and it's a great press. It really is. I do all my precision work on it, most of my rifle work on it. Don't really do much pistol on it anymore, although there was one time where I did all my pistol on it. I'm glad that time's over. I think I got these bullets at an estate sale. Bought a bunch of reloading components from this sale, and ammo, and loaded ammo. It's been good ammo. I'm usually a little nervous about shooting other people's reloads, but the guy seemed to be meticulous with his documentation. So it's like, well, we'll try it. And it's actually shot great. Got a ton of 30-06 off the man. And the last one. Well, that's her in our final form. I did chamber check some of these before I went ahead and decided to load them, just to make sure it wasn't a complete waste of my time if I did something improperly. Probably won't even throw a crimp on this. This should have pretty good neck tension on the bullet. At least a couple thou there. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you get out, shoot some surplus rifles, man. See ya.